we're at 2:05, I believe, Eastern time. Haley, did you want to do any type of intro at all, or would you like me to just kind of start and dive in, or what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, Amanda. So first of all, I just want to thank everyone for hopping on the call. I'm excited to learn about EnergyWare and a bunch of cool facts about that. On the call, on the Telegration side, we have Haley, myself, the marketing coordinator here at Telegration. We also have Amelia Suarez, our marketing architect. After the call, if any of you guys need help facilitating a conversation between you and EnergyWare, we're happy to help and assist in any way we can. But I'm going to hand it off to Amanda. I'm excited to hear more about you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody taking the time for the call today. I want to be able to, give you guys a really great understanding of EnergyWare and not take too long, but help you guys understand, what we're doing as a company and where we're headed, and really overall how easy it is. So we'll kind of start. We are an LED energy company. We are involved in IoT as well, and a lot of us actually have a background in telecom experience. I know that I do. A little bit about myself. My name's Amanda Whalen, first of all, and I'm the regional sales director here at EnergyWare for the Southwest channel. The way that we are geographically located, and we are a nationwide company. We're doing some things outside of the U.S. as well. We definitely use all best in breed products that are all made in the U.S. So that's something that we kind of pride ourselves for. And for me, coming from the VoIP world, if you will, so I worked for a cloud company and then a carrier for 8 years prior to that. I kind of wanted something new and fresh to introduce to my customers, to my portfolio. I've always been a direct seller, and really, you build a relationship with my clients and my customers. And with the sales cycles that we're seeing in telecom with your SD-WAN and your cloud migrations and all the different things that you're able to do there, there's just 6 months to a year to make these things happen. And there's a lot of operational expense involved. And we are helping the customers create better network solutions, but we're not really helping them save money, so to speak. So this is really a great way that I kind of parlay, even with some of my old customers and some of my old partners. I'm really kind of share with them, I know that we're working on this type of development for our network architecture, but oh, by the way, have you guys looked at your LED lighting or your current lighting in your facility? I've got a great new product and a company that could help you guys, take 75% off of your utility bills. So I want you guys to leave with those two things, is that how easy this is, and how we really are helping our clients save money month one after install. So a little bit about EnergyWare. Again, this is not rocket science. We're an LED company. Our average commission checks are $25,000. So I come from the residual world. And that's something that's really nice to have that check come every single month, but your sales cycle is so long. And with EnergyWare, we'd rather give it all to you all at once. We certainly can do something monthly, but to kind of have that big check and the commission and that gratification right away, especially when these installs literally take a week, if not less in some cases, to do our average size deals. It's really nice. You get to see what that one introductory call with our company can do, and how it can pay off very, very quickly. No 6 month long sales cycle with EnergyWare. So we are, again, like I said, nationwide market reach, and we do have channel managers that are located around the U.S. in major cities, as well as our solution architects that help us with putting together your lighting and going out and doing the actual assessments. One of the things that I think is really powerful, especially when you're having these conversations with your customers and your clients, is just saying, right here on our right, a 75% decrease in your energy expense. So really all that means is your utility bill, your customer's utility bill. They literally, once they have everything installed, the new LED lighting and the new design installed, they're going to see that month one. Obviously, there's a cost to install it, and that's what we're looking at, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. But we're really apart from this savings, we drop down to, and one of the best ways that we really love to help influence our customers is showing them pictures. You're going to improve your workspace and your environment. You know, a lot of people have to be ocean compliant, and a lot of warehousing where they're working on airplane parts, or engine parts, or car dealerships. They've got to really be able to see VIN numbers and things that are really tiny. And you'd be surprised what happens when you have a hodgepodge of fluorescent lighting in your facility, and being able to not the havoc that it actually wreaks on your eyes. I know you guys have probably sit into it in a corporate building before and had a little bit of a yellow light, a blue light, a white light, all of these things really affecting what your computer screen looks like. And again, reading material in front of you. It's actually not good for your eyes. And in a lot of cases, like I said, it's not even OSHA compliant. So one of the things that we do on our assessments is we do bring out candle readers that help us understand how many lumens are being produced in your current environment, and what that needs to look like if there are standards in warehouses, or what it needs to look like just to be more aesthetically appealing and safer on your eyes. So this helps obviously your customers, your clients, employees in the office, as well as their customers that are coming into their office space, and being able to see a really clean shop. It can really make something look spectacular. Also, another selling point for us is going green, right? This is a very big initiative for the world, as it should be. And a lot of companies like to be able to put that on their website, because it's important to so many people, and as it should be. And being able to reduce your carbon footprint, and being able to say your green initiative company is I think that's a really great selling point for our customer. Also, it's going to eliminate a lot of time on their maintenance. So one of the things that we ask for whenever we are doing an assessment is we ask for 3 utility bills, as well as any operational expenses it takes for your customers to have to reinstall these lightings. So they have the old fluorescent tubes that are up high in the air, and they have to hire a cherry picker for thousands of dollars to come replace these things every 3 months. You'll be surprised or amazed at when you start having these conversations with your office managers, and we'll talk about who you want to talk to with this. But the person that's kind of in charge of running the building or managing the space, they're going to tell you this is one of their biggest headaches, right? Lights go out all the time, especially these fluorescent lightings, and they have to stop what they're doing, keep those on autopilot, keep them coming into the building and changing these things out every day, literally, in different areas of the building. So if you can imagine, that's a pain in the butt when you're talking about a light bulb that's going to last you anywhere from 10 to 15 years. And again, we like we talked about, improving your customer experience. That's really important. I'm going to stop real fast on this slide and ask, if you guys have any questions throughout this, please chime in. I do have it set so that we're not on mute. No one's on mute unless you put yourself on mute, which is a good idea. So don't take yourself off mute, but please, I encourage you to have that power if you'd like to ask a question about anything as it pertains to what we're talking about here. So feel free to interject me as we go along, because again, this is the first time you guys might be seeing this product set for your customers, and I want you guys to ask as many questions as possible. Again, I think another thing that I like to discuss, and we'll leave this page in a second, but being able to have a clean, fresh message to people. I've gone around and I've done a lot of events. I think you guys got one coming up next week, which should be exciting. And I just can't tell you how many people and how many partners come up to me afterwards and ask me, is this really that easy? Can you guys really do this in such a short period of time? And be able to install and see that money in your wallet that quickly? And the answer is yes. And again, like I said, this isn't rocket science. This is what really grabbed my attention when I heard about this capability, and that everybody's doing it. It's something that has to get done. The environment and the government, they're mandating that we move to LED. Everybody's going to do it at some point. Now it's just an opportunity for us, especially in the channel, to take advantage of this of the rebates that the government's offering in most major cities, and be able to get paid on it, because you're going to be bringing them a company that is going to give you the full white glove service. And that's really what we're trying to do here. They could certainly have their mom and pop electrician come and install for them, but they're not going to want to do that, knowing about, you know, the insurance policies and who they're letting in to come into their building, and are they all insured properly, and what happens if one of them falls, and what happens if one of the light bulbs doesn't work, or there's an electrical error. Are they going to come back, or are you going to be able to get in touch with them? You know, what's the pricing look like, and that kind of stuff. So that's really what you can expect from EnergyWare. We're the one-stop shop. We do everything from start to finish, install, and we're all in-house and employed by EnergyWare. So let's go down to kind of see if I can move this to, there we go. Okay, so here's some of the examples that we've done so far, and this will kind of give you an idea of what our costs look like here. So this is, you know, again, some companies that we've worked with: GG Enterprises, Catholic Health Services, Michigan City Schools, and so the actual cost of installing everything was $260,000, so $250,000. Obviously, you see these large numbers: $750,000 for Catholic Health Services. Michigan City Schools was 1.7, and Memorial Hospital was 172,000. So on average, we're looking at a 100,000 square foot building. That's really our sweet spot, and where we're being able to see those commission checks, like I showed to you earlier, of $25,000. And again, this is you know, the verticals that you can touch in these areas are all over the place, which is fantastic. And you know, you really are not limited like you might be in some areas of telecom or whatever it is that you might be doing, of reaching out to a customer and saying, hey, do you want to save on your utility bill? You know, there's not a lot of red tape at all to get around, and a customer needing to look into this to help save on their operational expenses. They're already looking at solutions. They just haven't found the right company to do it and do everything from start to finish. So these are, you know, some of the industries that we do see maybe more of: your schools and your car dealerships, hospitals. Hospitals are really exciting as well, because we are, you know, offering IoT, Internet of Things capabilities, and as well as power over Ethernet solutions to kind of help put a more sophisticated lighting architecture available at these hospitals. So when they're having a code red or a code blue, they can press a button, and the lights, the actual LED lighting, will turn into the proposed color. So there's a lot of really interesting things we can do, and you know, if there's a will, there's a way with us. We can kind of make it happen. So keep on going forward here. Okay, so this is one of our really great partners. He's done a lot of business with us, and he's, you know, he really just likes to tell people how transparent our company is, how easy the process is, and you know, and how, you know, when you're working with a lot of your other partners in the different fields, like I said, those sales cycles are very long. They're very laborious, and unfortunately, there's a lot of gotchas, right? You know, all this. Everything was going well for the VoIP, but the gateways weren't working. We got to add some more VPN tunnels. I know you guys have heard all about this, and there's just not any with this. This is really simple. It's easy stuff, and you know, Bill, who's featured here in a quote, he's done a lot of business with us, and he really boasts and brags about us. He was at Channel with us, Channel Partners, this year in Vegas, about how responsive the channel managers are. We're all very tenured individuals. Like I said, a lot of us come from telecom background, and you know, we're so thankful to be able to put together a product for our customers and for our partners that doesn't add a headache. We're the easy decision for them to make, if you will. So, and all of us who have come from the background are really grateful and thankful to you know, not have to deal with those headaches of going back and forth. Well, this might not work. This might not work. There's not very many different types of fixtures and settings in buildings. There's really only not a few, but there's, you know, maybe less than 20. So to be able to go out there and do an easy assessment, get the utility bills, factor in the ROI, it's very, very easy. So it's something that, you know, you're not going to get those you gotchas types of situations. So here, let's talk about who we want to talk to. So you're going to see a lot of the same people that you guys deal with. Obviously, you're going to get more decisions made if you're starting at the C-suite, especially if you have the relationship there. People buy from people they know. And that's what we like to sell us on. There's not a lot of competition out there. I feel like we really stepped in ahead of the movement, if you will, to be able to create a company of our size that can really facilitate everything, ensure everything, and warranty everything as we do. So, so you're gonna, you know, you're going to find that a lot of your customers are starting to have these conversations, and they, you know, currently use their manager in their building to help get the light bulbs. They might be getting them from Office Supply or whatever that is, but they're dealing with that headache, and they might have started, you know, maybe putting in a few LED lights here and there, and sort of creating that hodgepodge environment that's not doing it, but wanting to look into a full solution for their office space. And so, you know, really for someone who doesn't know that there's companies out there as large as us that can do this and again, warranty and insure our products, they might be calling on your mom and pop utility man or electrician. And the one thing that we can say with them is, you know, sometimes they have really great pricing, right? And they're not, they don't have to pay for all the qualifications that we bring to the table. But in a lot of times we're at the same price because we're able to buy on such a larger scale. So we're getting everything, you know, to facilitate our larger builds. And because of that, that allows us to really get that ROI down in a very aggressive manner. So who we're talking to again is, you know, obviously your C-suite. I find that I'm dealing with a lot of the office managers, and or at least I'm handed down to them. Sometimes even your IT director, he's a great guy to ask, hey, I know we've got a lot of work put into these, you know, this network architecture design that we're building, but by the way, you know, have you guys looked into LED lighting? I'd like to bring something to the table and try to find you some savings from an operational expense perspective if I can. And that's kind of how these conversations, I feel like, really flow. Our you know, prospective customer is someone who spends $3,000 on their utility bill a month. They have their lights on for 12 hours a day or more, which is most people. Obviously, your car dealerships who have the lights on 24/7, they've got to keep the safety around the parking lots and all those zones, which of course we do as well. Those are even more ideal because they are just draining the utilities when the lights are on for over 12 hours. But that 12-hour threshold's a really great start. And then you just kind of look in the building, and I know, again, I know you guys have been there and seen this, but it's fixtures that are all over the place, and with lighting of different colors, and kind of just a hodgepodge of someone who is fixing a light bulb every time one goes out. And you know, you can't buy the same and have the continuity when you're buying them from different places or different vendors, etc. And you're filling out a tube every time one goes out or it starts flickering or that kind of stuff.
Hey Amanda, it's Michael Bertavini. I joined too. How are you?
Hey Michael, good to have you on. This is our CEO of our company. Yeah, please.
Nice to meet everyone. I've seen a couple questions come through and I'm sorry I'm late. I've seen a couple questions come through, you know, about do we do outdoor lighting, indoor lighting, who's good folks to approach. So do we want to try to address those as we go, Amanda, or
Yeah.
I'm happy to.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, you know, especially in the car dealer world, we do all the outside lighting, and regardless of what industry, everybody's got parking lots, and of course we definitely do that. We're even in some cases doing entertainment fields and stadium lighting. You know, I kind of think, like I said earlier, there's not really a vertical that we don't touch. Which helps us be able to, you know, sell to a lot more people and have a lot more opportunities. So, so yeah, was there any other questions specifically around that, Michael? I don't see it in the chat.
No, I think that's it. I think the big thing for everyone is the benefit of outdoor lighting is it runs 12 hours a day. So the ROI is really made up of three components. One is what type of light bulb is in there. You know, the bigger the bulb, the more the burn. Two is the kWh rate, the actual expense that they have on a monthly basis. And then three is the hours of operation. So as you see it on the slide, once folks are a qualified prospector in this title range, you start looking at how often they operating their lights, which is how we come up with that 3,000 or more spend. Because many of the times these are folks looking to eliminate expense. So as an example, there was a question about property managers. Can be great ones to go after, especially when they own the buildings or they have a budget when managing the buildings. So we've done business with NAI, we've done business with CBRE, very, very large folks in multiple markets. Closest to you folks in the Midwest is probably Chicago, where we've done several projects with these guys out there. So definitely good ones to approach. The question that you're going to get is, why should we look? We've already looked at LED lighting. We've already tried to transition it. Why should we even bother with EnergyWare? And here's the answer. First of all, as Amanda's covered, we have all these food groups under one umbrella. So it's nice to have that, from the lighting architect to the energy consultant. But we also have smart lighting. So I go to a parking lot, light goes on from dusk to dawn. That's pretty typical. Well, what we could do with a light is actually dim it to 20%. And then when someone gets around the light, or a group of lights, we could have them go back to 100%, alerting everyone around that there's a safety concern. That works particularly well with like schools when police are driving by. Or let's say I'm in a hospital or I'm in a school system and I'm concerned about safety at the school. Well, we could have it set up where in an application, the light could change from red to green, green to blue, or just a standard color light. And when they hit red, they know, hey, active shooter. So everybody gets to practice for that. Purple is, hey, we have a fire. Everyone gets to practice for that. So the light becomes the controlling source that as soon as the button is hit, everyone at that school system, everyone at that hospital, everyone at that school, at that building is now alerted to the possibility of danger, and things can be averted as a result of that. So these are just different applications, and why so many different verticals choose EnergyWare and why we've had so much growth is not only do we reduce the expense by eliminating the core portion of it, we have the lighting architects and the expertise to have really smart and intelligent lighting too. I don't know if you want to hit that next slide, Amanda.
Absolutely.
By the way, for the question of LED lighting, it's about a 10 to 12% market penetration. It's greenfields. And think about it this way. If 20 years ago, I told you could have hosted VoIP and no one had really converted to hosted VoIP, but they were aware of it, would you be, and everybody had Centrex lines, would you be on it? Well, of course, you're going to take them from 54 users down to 30, whatever it is. This is attacking the electricity bill like we attacked the telecom bill for 20 years. It's just not readily, it has not readily been adopted because there's a lack of education on the benefit. It's getting there, but it needs more. And we'll definitely get everybody a copy of this deck.
Absolutely. This page is again about our verticals. I think we've covered that the sky's the limit here, but you can kind of see a rundown on the right of some of the places that we've already been involved in and where we've really had some great success, and as well as testimonies. We really like to. We have happy customers, like I said, all the time. Actually, I would say every time. And they have no problem, doing a short little case study for us. And we go out there and we like to put together the before and after shots because they're just so compelling when we're showing new customers and new prospective hospitals the type of work that we've been able to do. So again, no vertical is left untouched here. Lots of market share to gain and cover, and be the first person to sound innovative to your customer. I've got this great product. I want to help you out. And I know an awesome company that's going to really make you guys look good and help your customer save on their utility bill month one. So here's a little bit about our sales support side of things. Again, you'll be working with your channel manager, and I don't need to go through this too much, but we have a really great partner portal where you're able to kind of upload your information and kind of look at the accounts that you're working on currently. We also, and be able to have access to our market and material. Now we like to, do as much as we can, but I've been in this business for a long time. So you guys own the relationship. And when I work with a partner, I like to know how much involvement or how you guys would like us to go in as a team and champion one another when we're coming face to face with a customer. There's not a lot to know here, but we do want to be able to help the customer, help educate them on the right way that switching over to LED should be done properly, and why EnergyWare is able to do it better than anyone else out there. So we'd love the opportunity to get involved on the deal as much as possible, and also kind of take that work away from you, and get you that easy commission check in the mail with very little effort. So we do have that partner portal, I cannot say that word, for you guys to log on and again have access to some of our marketing materials. We also obviously pride ourselves on our customer experience. They're going to have an opportunity to be able to follow the deal as it happens. Not a long sales cycle, as I've stressed multiple times. So apart from having great communication with our customers through our implementation team, they're able to see that as well through this portal, and stay on top of everything. And then your commission check. We like I said, one payment commission after the deal is installed. I just brought on a really incredible customer through a partner last week in a storage facility, and it's one of those things where we met the customer, and within 3 weeks we signed the first build one out of many, and we installed, and we had a commission check to the partner within 4 weeks. So it's kind of incredible coming from telecom. Decade in telecom. So it's really, it's great. It brings a smile to my face, because I know all of you guys have had to work on really long, tedious, solutions for your customers. And this one is not going to be that way, I can assure you. So let's kind of talk about how we do this. And Michael, step in at any time that you feel you need to. Again, not rocket science, but step one is we want to qualify the customer. So we want you guys to bring the idea up with the customer, and that doesn't necessarily have to be a conversation, but if you've gone into one of your customers' buildings, you're meeting with them, you're working on a different type of engagement or our telecom plan for them. Are there lighting hodgepodge, like we said? And if you kind of see that it doesn't look like they've moved over or made a switch to LED, you're going to find that more likely not. Then have that quick conversation with them. Have you guys looked into LED lighting? You can save 75% on your utility bill month one after install. I know a great company out there that does everything start to finish, and they really aren't able to do. Sorry, 1 second. All right, cancel.
Mom wants to get a hold of you.
I know. I think that's what's happening. Okay, we'll go back to.
Hey, while you're jumping back there,
yep.
If you don't mind, Amanda. So we had a couple more questions.
Okay.
How do we access the portal? We'll send you guys a link, and it's a self-registration portal. So we'll send that to everyone here. Direct or channel? We are 100% channel. It is interesting. We used to be direct 3 years ago. We did it for a year. It worked actually pretty good. The challenge with direct is the deal size. So they're typically smaller deals. So we decided to migrate 100% to channel. We still have some referral business from direct deals that we did, but about 90 to 92% of our revenue now is channel. And we suspect going into 2019, it'll be 100% channel. Also, deal registration, we always encourage you to do it through Telegration. It's not that you can't do it through the portal. We just encourage you to do it through Telegration. The reason is it makes it easier for us on the commission side. When we work with the Telegration team, we try to pay commissions within 2 days of us collecting the funds. So think about it this way. In the telecom world, I get a sale. It takes me 6 weeks to start implementation. Then I'm probably another 6 weeks before I actually get my first check. In our world, we will probably, for some of you, we will actually advance the commission as part of our arrangement with Telegration. So if you need to get some capital going, we'll advance you some commissions up front to help you, almost like a bridge loan through Telegration. They've agreed to do that for certain folks, so we're excited about that. But the way ours works is if we get a signature, typically within 2 weeks of signature, we're starting the job. Typically within 3 weeks of that, we're completed. Within a week of that, we've got payment, and within 2 days of that, you've got your money. So very straightforward. From time of signature to time money's in your pocket's about 6 weeks. And these are sizable commission checks that we're dealing with.
Well put. So yeah, so we we want to they are great commission checks. I'm happy. So yes, so again, we want to size up the customer. You guys got an opportunity. You've made the quick little pitch. Have you looked into LED? And then what next? So you'd want to, like you said, do a deal registration at some level and engage your channel manager. And we are all a very, very close team, a very strong family, I'd like to say, here at EnergyWare. So if it's easier to get in contact with me or with you know the people at Telegration to be able to find the right person to talk to, we all help one another, and we'll certainly put you to the right channel manager that's going to be close enough to the geographical location of the customer, and get the light architecture out there with them as well to begin the assessment. So that brings me to go ahead.
No, sorry, man. You mind if I jump in here for just a second?
Please do.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You're doing a great job. So this part is really important. So think about it this way, guys. I'm driving down the street, and my significant other has to stop for gas. Do you go to the gas station on the right that's extremely well lit, or do you go to the gas station on the left that's poorly lit, even if it's a couple cents more a gallon? Well, typically, folks will spend a little bit extra money per kilowatt, per gallon, unless you really don't like your wife, ha 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 ha, for the safety. Well, work environment is no different. So what we're doing with this professional assessment is we're looking for dark spots in the parking lot. What if they're a school system and a kid doesn't have appropriate light for learning? What if it's a warehouse and somebody can't see the appropriate tags at the bottom for inventory management? What if you're a manufacturing shop and you're using heavy equipment and you don't have the appropriate lighting and you get hurt and OSHA comes in and finds you? So a professional assessment is a lot different than just an assessment. There are gazillion lighting companies out there that have just a desk, a chair, and a phone who don't have all these components under one umbrella. It really is different for your client. So to answer the question, does a $10,000 a month bill, if it's only 9 hours a day, are they a good prospect? The answer is we don't know. That's what the assessment's for. If we go out there and the client is not compliant, doesn't have a safe work environment, the aesthetics look terrible, and the ROI is closer to 3.5 years, well, that client may be willing to spend a little bit more money, even though they're not operating 10, 12 hours a day. Another client may say, smaller client may say, I don't care about safety, I just want to reduce the spend, and they're running 12 hours a day, and it's a 3-year ROI, and they were looking for 2. So this is where we'll do a qualification call with you, but that one-side assessment with the photometric analysis and so forth really does make a lot of sense. Our typical ROI is about 3 years for converting LEDs. So do the back of the envelope math. If I have a $10,000 a month bill and we're saving 30% off the bill, or $3,000, and they gave you a 3-year ROI, well, you've got a $108,000 customer. Call it a $100,000 customer. Well, the commissions Telegration is paying you, so you just take that, multiply it by your 100,000, and now you know what kind of check you're getting. Or imagine you get into a hospital that's a $400,000 biller, or a warehouse with 5 locations, it's a $600,000 biller. You guys kind of figure out how the math works, or just multiple gyms or marinas. The commission checks out very, very fast. Amanda's in a deal right now where it's $35,000 a location. Their bill's only $1,000 per location. Why'd they move for it? Well, they got 50 properties. They're in the storage facility business. So she's got a $1.5 million customer, but each location is only $30,000 to $35,000. The value proposition for these folks is if you go to a storage facility at night, these things are dingy. These folks now have very well lit storage facilities, and they're charging an extra $1 or $2 per unit. It's worth it for them to charge a little bit more, and the clients feel like the safety's worth it because now someone can't sneak up from behind as easily with the way the lights are set up and so forth. So these are all the little things that we're doing at these facilities that not only make it a cost reduction, but to make it have smart lighting and so forth.
Very, very well
Sure.
put. Yeah, absolutely. And with that storage facility too, they have competitors right across the street. And then back to your gas station example, you can bet that the young lady who's moving out of her apartment and building a house is going to want to go to the very well lit storage facility as opposed to the other one that costs a few dollars more. So very, very well put, and I can relate to that a lot from personal experience. So that's kind of what we do here. So this was what we're going to go. I want to go back because again, I can't stress enough how easy the process is. You guys do a quick little assessment with your customer. You kind of have a short little conversation, or maybe you don't. You just see that they haven't transferred over to LED lighting yet, and you see that as a potential customer, and you have the phone call with us. You do your registration process. You reach out to one of us, we talk about it, we see if we think it would be a good fit, and then we set up a time to meet with the customer and do the assessment. And like Michael said, that the assessment that we do is it takes a lot of thought and experience of understanding where the lights are and what they need to look like, and how we can put the deal all together. It's not hard for you guys. Our light architectures that we've hired do a great job and have been doing this for quite some time. So the channel manager, like myself, work alongside them to put together the right solution. We are able to get the quote back to the partner, to you guys, usually within the same day, if not 24 hours. And what you're going to see on that quote is your ROI. So we're going to take the customer's utility bills. We're going to look at what location they're in and find out who the energy provider is and see what type of rebates might be available in the area. We're going to factor that in. We go and find those rebates for the customer and help bring them back to the customer. And then we figure out what that ROI is going to be. So they're going to pay that initial install to put the project and install the project. And how long is it going to take them with the savings they're going to be seeing monthly to get that back? That's what our ROI is. I know you guys are sharp enough to understand that, but for anyone who's a little confused, that's what that looks like. And like Michael said, it's anywhere around the 3-year marker is our average ROI. And when you're talking about a lighting solution that's going to last 10 to 15 years, it's pretty compelling. Not to mention you're alleviating all that headache from your office manager or whoever it is that you're having come in and fix these light bulbs that are going out monthly.
Hey, man, I think we want to try to end it in the next 5 so we can leave some time for questions, if that's okay too.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Thank you for the heads up. So I think what we want to do is just to end it. Once we get that assessment done, we take a look at it. We'll meet together with your channel manager and then we present it to the customer. And like Michael said, it's a quick turnaround and hopefully we can help, move on the deal and get everything installed. We are there throughout the whole install. Again, it does not take very long. And we make sure that everything's done. And we hope to create a case study afterwards with the before and after pictures. And like I said, our customers leave very, very happy. So I don't think there's very much more to talk about besides that. We did have a really great time at Channel Partners this year. I'm sure some of you guys may or may not have been there or heard about it. Michael, our CEO, who's currently talking, loves Porsches, and we've got some big partners out there that are working on really great deals, and we want to be able to reward them. So any of our $10 million in revenue partners will actually get a Porsche. So I want one too, Michael, if that's okay.
2.
All right.
If I only asked for one.
Exactly. All right. So you guys, let's go ahead and have questions. Like I said, I don't think anybody's on mute. I don't think we're gonna get too much feedback if you take yourself off mute. But if anybody wanted to kind of talk about anything, this would be the time to ask me questions, and we can go from there. And certainly, Haley, if you have any questions as well, we'd love to answer them, and even if it's about the event that we're going to be hosting next week.
Hi, this is Kevin. Do you have any email campaign that we can utilize?
Yes, absolutely. I'm certainly going to send you guys a copy of this deck so you can take a look at it as well if you need to. And I'd love to give you guys some some marketing material of some of the case studies that I talked about that we've done. They're just a quick one-page PDF file that really helps see, you know, some of the airplane hangars that we've been able to do and some of the warehousing and you know, tennis courts that we've done, what it looks like before and after. So absolutely, we'll provide some of that. All of our channel managers, our regional directors have, you know, in our signatures, some links as well, just some quick links. So I'll make sure and send that out to you guys as well to give you some quick material to have. Great question. And again, if you guys have a specific customer in mind or an industry, right, that would like to see what we've done in that field, we can certainly look back and find something there as well. We've got a really great marketing team that helps us put these together and make them really sharp looking for the customers. You guys got any other questions?
Well, I think that wraps it up for us. We really appreciate the Telegration team having us on. Man, a great job, as always. Mm-hmm. And we look forward to seeing you guys, I think, next week.
Yeah, Michigan.
I think that's right? The Telegration team? Did I get that right?
Yep. Yes, you are correct. We will see you at our next event, July 23rd to July 25th. We're excited to have EnergyWare participating this year. And if no one else has any further questions, that concludes our call today. And again, just a reminder, this call is recorded and is available on our weekly Monday and Wednesday e-blast.
Hey, just real quick, when will that stuff go out to us via email?
Some of the information that I was talking about, is that what you're wondering?
Yes.
Well, I think Telegration team, we can get this to you guys. Do you want to control that? Would that be okay?
Yes, we can facilitate the conversation for sure.
Okay, great.
So we'll get that out. Last thing before we let everybody go, there is my head of sales. His name is Ed Repa. If you guys could come up with some really funky questions about the environmental impact on LED lighting or other things to really get him off his game when he's on that board presentation or chair presentation, I have $50 for best question that stumps him. So just throwing that out there.
That's awesome. We'll come up with some good questions.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a great day.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Haley.
Bye.
Bye-bye.